जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपी जन जय गोपी जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज तेरा वनचारी, नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे, निर्विशेषा शून्यवादे पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे, नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे, निर्विशेषा Hare Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Radha Govinda Radhe Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe, Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladev Jaya Subhadra Jaya Sudarshana Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu me Nayana Patagami Bhavatu me Nittai Gauranga Jaya Nittai Gauranga Nittai Gauranga Jaya Nittai Gauranga Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Srila Gurudev. कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया मीलितं येस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमा ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The path of spiritual life is very similar to cultivation of a plant. From the seed to when it germinates into a sapling, into a tree, into a big tree with branches and flowers and fruits and eventually producing the fruits, which is the desired goal of, planting a tree. It is also comparable to a child being sent to a school, nursery or lower kindergarten, upper kindergarten, first standard, fifth standard, 10th standard, 12th standard. Then you identify your inner calling and you get into engineering or medical or chartered accountancy or management or different areas you take. Then you go further in your studies. And come to a point where you earn a degree meritoriously, come out with flying colors, everybody is happy. It is also comparable to a boy graduating from a college and getting into a career. When you get into a career, a boy is an apprentice or a totally young new boy, just now passing out of college as a naive engineer who has no company experience. But when he gets into the company, he is put into rotational training in different departments to get to know the company. Finally, the leaders in the company identify his talent in some area and then they put him in the department as an apprentice under some very experienced man who might have been there in the company for decades. Then he works under him, pleasing his boss and growing in the company over a period of time. he may become a team lead or eventually in 10 years, 10, 12 years, project manager. Then he becomes a senior manager. Then he becomes a board of directors. Sometimes he's made a unit head also, like that. And then CEO and things like that. So, in all the three examples I gave you, the growth of a plant to a tree producing fruits, ripe tree, or a schoolboy eventually coming to the level of college and earning a degree, or a graduate entering company and becoming a very famous and popular entrepreneur and becoming a big businessman, like Pichai, for example, Sundar Pichai. He became a Google CEO. He was in IIT in the same time as Gaurang Purmi, we were all studying. In the same manner, the spiritual life also, when we enter into the fold of devotees, somebody purchases a book, reads the book and gets inspired. Like we were going to Magarpata for a program in those days. So one room where they hosted us, there were 3-4 boys staying. So I used to go and give a class there. The first boy who came for the program is full time now. Brahmachari joined. Ajay, correct? Na? So the program picked up. Vaishnav was a caregiver there, taking care of a group of people. So one boy came for 1 or 2 classes and he stopped coming. We were inmate, the same. They are not devotees, they are new people, but they gave us the room for doing program. Then I went to take fruit in the room. There I found in his table many books on Vedanta, Ashtavakra Gita and all those things. Now I could understand what has distracted this boy. Correct, no? So because he is reading all kinds of other books, he is not having inclination for Bhakti Yoga. Correct, no? So some people get knocked out right in the beginning itself like that. They lose their adhikar to advance in spiritual life because they have not put faith in the devotees. Then there are people, you will see, those who put faith in devotees and they came for the classes. And some of them, there are various distractions. Somebody is distracted by woman, somebody is distracted by career, somebody is distracted while living in the company of devotees and coming for the classes. Some devotee said something, he got discouraged and they go away also. There are people like that, correct? No? But those who go through and then they grow to the point of becoming residents in our voice, that's very big progress actually. 1 year of training up to Utkarsh camp, then they become residents. Now after they become residents, it's something very important because those who are residents, earlier they were seeing devotees from a distance. Then they feel the devotees are like pure devotees. They see them like angels who have come from heaven. They see like that. But when they come closer to devotees, then they get to see the other side of the devotees. Devotees have a good side, devotees also have some conditioned side. So that is where the challenge starts in a devotee's life. When you are cultivating a plant, you will see that plant is growing, but side by side weeds are also growing. You want to water the plant, but we sometimes by mistake we water the weeds. When I was a small kid growing plants, my father had allotted us an area, like this area, where he's cultivating the vegetables. So I was producing bendi and tomato also and brinjal also. These are the vegetables. Then we were also making flowers also, Jandu flower, December, different flowers. So one day when I was growing, I saw a tomato plant was growing. But next to that there was another plant exactly looking like tomato plant. And the leaves symmetry were exactly like that. So I called my father and showed him, Papa, what is this? Both are looking like tomato. He just wait for a couple of days, you will understand, he said. So 2-3 days I waited. When they started giving fruit, the tomato fruit was big, green color first, and then it becomes red color eventually. But the other plant was producing a very small fruit. My father said, this is a poisonous plant, he said. Looks like tomato in the beginning, But the fruit it produces, that made it evident that this is poisonous. He said, you have to, I said, should I, cut the branches? I said, he said, no, you have to uproot it, he said. Completely uproot it and throw it off. Otherwise, that will drink the water which you want to offer for the tomato plant. Either it is, then I uprooted and threw. Similarly, you will see after we come into the fold of devotees, there are two occasions in which you come into the fold of devotees very closely. One is coming into the voice center like this, where you come and stay close to devotees. Another time when I join the temple full time, there you come in close touch with monks. Here you come in close touch with fellow youths. Both times you are going to live in both atmosphere is very similar, but at the same time you watch the devotees very closely. So at that time, what are the weeds that grow? One of the things, the 10 offenses against the holy name. It's all about disrespect or negligence. Only two things. You will see the first, second, third offense is Hari, Guru, Vaishnava, Aparad. First aparad is for Vaishnavas. Second aparad is for Hari. Third aparad is for Guru. So Hari, Guru, Vaishnava, disrespect. Na bhajanti or avajananti. Avajananti is to offend them. Na bhajanti is to neglect them. So an avajananti happens by disrespect. And na bhajanti happens by neglect. And one is called offense of commission, another one is called offense of omission. And both are offenses. Now Indra offends Brihaspati, that's a chapter. Where did he offend? He didn't offend, he didn't say one word also against Guru. But the only thing is he forgot to offer respects to Guru. When Guru entered the assembly, he was just in his own world. And that became an offense, correct now? It's offense of? No, omission. Omission, offense of omission. Because he forgot to offer. On the other hand, Indra took the garland given by Durvasa Muni and gave it to his elephant. An elephant trampled it under its foot. That is offense of commission. Because then Durvasa felt offended that he misused the garland. He improperly dealt with the Maha garland given by him. Correct now? It's offense of commission, offense of. So what Indradumna Raja did, due to which he got Gajendra's body, what offense is that? Yeah? Omission. Offense of? Omission. Why? Because he was doing his own bhajan, but when Agastya came, he failed to offer respects. It's offense of omission. Correct now? Daksha Prajapati Shiva he did. What is that? Offense of commission. Clear, no? So, now if you have a sharp tongue, you criticize other devotees, find fault with devotees, that is offense of? Commission, yeah. And if you ignore the devotees, and you neglect them, ignore them, fail to offer them due respects, that is offense of omission. So in this way, the first three offenses, like the altar is opening, you fail to offer obeisances, that is offense of omission to Lord Hari. Correct, no? Similarly, ignoring Guru, ignoring senior Vaishnavas, and that is offense of omission, ignoring. And dealing with Vaishnavas, like considering the Jati Buddhi of Vaishnavas and not respecting them. Correct, no? That is offense of omission. So, while living in the assembly of devotees, you will find these 10 offenses, and then you will find the fifth, sixth offenses are against the holy name, and the fourth offense is against the scriptures. So fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, all are about in respect to holy name. Fifth is not having faith in the holy name, and sixth is misinterpreting holy name. Seventh is abusing the holy name. Eighth is underestimating holy name. All of them in relation to holy name. Fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. So therefore, it is very important one needs to become resident in a student center. Your knowledge and understanding about the value of Vaishnavas, the importance of Vaishnavas, these things become, and dealing properly with Vaishnavas. So these become very, very important. So we do one seminar called SRCGD. If Andardi Prabhu, we can get him somehow for doing that, I can say he is the greatest expert in that. He has done several times in different parts of India, groups of voices he has done. When he comes here, I think he's coming to Boston, I think. Here also is coming, yeah. So get everybody together. Out of SRCGD, we have to do SRC, we have to do at least. But for those who have already done Utkarsh and other things, and Nishtha, already they have done. They can do such a GD full, they can do also. So, that I had designed that seminar when I designed it, keeping in mind the newly arrived boys, those who are coming into the center, how they should deal with each other. Based on Sachin Maharaj gave those 5 points, I expanded on that, prepared that. So that is very, very important for knowing how to deal with devotees, one another. So, when we are dealing, you are a brahmachari in the temple. There are boys below you, there are brahmacharis equal to you, and there are senior people to whom you report. With these 3 people, how a brahmachari can, brahmachari sometimes relates, due to which he gets stunted in spiritual life. I wanted to say about that. For example, those who are junior, whom he preached and he brought, there should be no gap between him and those people. And what is the meaning of gap between the two? There can be communication gap, correct? There can be faith gap also. Because when the boys grow nowadays, they read many things in the internet. Many things about different people and many things about philosophy. Somebody says that, hey, your senior devotee, he is not very deeply learned. He doesn't know Shad Sandarbhas. He doesn't know Bhaktivinoda Thakur's books. He has no experience of Raga platform. And you see that so-and-so senior, he speaks about Raganuga Bhakti and everything. This is how the seed of doubt is planted in the heart of a young sadhaka. There are sadhakas who have left even the Diksha Guru and gone to Premanand Maharaj in Vrindavan. There are people who have gone away, even after initiation in ISKCON. And after going there and living in the ashram for 2-3 months, then he left that ashram also, went to another Rasik Babaji. One fellow went. And Rasik Baba's ashram he left, went to a third ashram. Now that brahmachari has become a guru of the matha only. He has become self-made guru now. In IIT Kadakpur also, there was one boy, he went to Vrindavan and he met one fellow who claimed himself to be a Siddha Purusha. He has attained Siddha Pranali and all that. Young man only, he is not a very big man, he must be 30-35 only. And this guy, IIT boy, got attracted to him because he is very loving and caring. In terms of care, in terms of speaking very intimately, he speaks like a bone brother, blood brother, like that he speaks like that. He got into his company, he got sold out to him. And then gradually he called many other IIT Kadakpur boys, 3-4 boys got lost. Some other boys from other colleges also he called, and he formed a group of like 15-20 people, out of which half have left and half are with him now. So he claims, I am a gopi. He says, and all of you are my sakhis. You have to massage my feet, and I am speaking with bhava and everything. And he is Radhagovind Maharaj's disciple. Radhagovind Maharaj has rejected him now. Maharaj says he is not my disciple anymore. But he has started his own matha there, and these guys are sitting there. One Bangalore devotee was also caught there, but Hare Krishna Prabhu came and reclaimed him and took him back. He is very smartly preaching in Bangalore now, proper devotee. This is another trap in which our intellectual boys get caught. That in the name of attaining Raga Bhakti. Don't try to attain Raga Bhakti prematurely. Prabhupada says a sincere devotee is one who is faithfully executing the order of the Guru, and he doesn't even worry about going back to Godhead. In third canto he says. And many of the Prabhupada disciples may look like very simple people. They don't know very deep philosophy. But the realization of Raga Bhakti is given to them in their hearts by dint of their faithful service to Prabhupada. And their lectures may be very simple. They will take Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam and they may give very lucid examples. Sometimes people even feel second generation devotees give bigger and better and deeper lectures than Prabhupada disciples also. Prabhupada disciples give very simple, people feel. But the faith that Prabhupada disciples have, the second generation doesn't have. The faith that they have in Prabhupada as one only master in their life, they are sold out to them. Look at Hansuru Prabhu, or who is the other one? Archit Prabhu, correct now? Or Vijay Prabhu there, or Vaisheshika Prabhu, correct now? We can never match their faith, no matter how much we may be. You can have a big heady knowledge, carry a big head with a small body. You can walk like this. I have Shad Sandarbha, I have all this Acharya's commentaries and everything I have read, Chakravarti Thakur, the Bhavartha Deepika of Sridhara Swami and everything. You have a very big head, but you have no realization. Only it's just information. In the Pune also, we are facing this challenge. There are people speaking from Garga Samhita, reading and speaking. Why you speak from that whole classes, hours and hours people are speaking? Because they are saying that now that you become senior devotees, you also need to know advanced literature. But if you see, practically they don't do any service. They are simply sitting inside the four walls and just reading, going deeper. They become simply like a walking, talking encyclopedia of information with no practical realization. And these people actually, they have not pleased the spiritual master, because if you have to please the spiritual master, you have to serve also, correct? No? You have to win his heart. And spiritual master is far away. You don't get to connect with Guru directly. You are working with people below him. Several layers of people are there. There is temple authorities are there. Your mentor is there. Your immediate authorities are there. So many people are there. So we have to become proper Vaishnavas. That is why the other day when I was reading, I read about Pandit Haridas. You read Pandit Haridas. He was a pujari in Radha Govind temple. He is a grand disciple of Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Pandit had one disciple called Anantacharya. Anantacharya's disciple is Pandit Haridas. What kind of Vaishnava Guna Grahi, that verses, Nadeke Dosh. You should read those verses in Chaitanya Charitamrita. We have to put those qualities in the top of the pedestal in our life. A very ideal disciple, faithful disciple. So, take Radheshyamdas Thakur. He is a prince born in a palace, but he is washing the stool and urine of the Guru. You will see that. After which Lokanath Goswami accepted him as the only disciple. He didn't give initiation to anybody else. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, such a learned and reputed scholar, given the name Bhakti Siddhanta, he was earlier given the Surya Siddhanta. People gave him a title. After that he became Bhakti Siddhanta. Such a viceroys and all used to associate with him. And he took initiation from somebody who is not very greatly known for literature. He had only 2 books with him, Prem Bhakti Chandrika and Sharanagati. He says this is the book. Repeatedly he would sing songs from that. Who? Hare Krishna Babaji. He says that if you have these 2 books, you will go back to Godhead. He says, singing these songs repeatedly over and over and doing bhajan, sitting. Somebody criticized him to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, saying that, see, your Guruji is not preaching. He is just sitting in the dham and doing bhajan. So he said, my Guru is like a motor and I am like the fan. He said, a fan rotates because the motor is giving fan energy, power. So the pure Bhajananandis are the pure Babajis. They are also very dear to Krishna because they are chanting the holy name and spreading a powerful vibration all across the universe, everywhere. And he produced only one singular disciple, our Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and you can see what he did. Correct, no? So, therefore, our brahmacharis are new boys getting into the raga education at a premature stage. It's like a LKG child, studying B.Tech book or something like that, taking and studying. So this is one trap I have seen, people getting lost. Another trap, people falling prey to preaching to women, is another famous one. Many people get lost in that. That's another trap people are falling. Another trap people fall prey to is become envious of the fellow God brothers. Like equals, you become, whether you are a voice student or whether you are a brahmachari, you become envious of your fellow mate. Your fall down has begun already. And you will find that some of your equals are going to outshine you. You will see that. Like there is one devotee in SRM college, he became a devotee. His name is Pranavanand Prabhu, right? He became a devotee. And he comes from a very stinking rich family. When I started going to Hyderabad in those days, to Warangal and Hyderabad, his father gave him an Innova car. And this fellow will always, whichever company was working anywhere, he would come to Hyderabad. Throughout my trip, 1 week, he would take leave and come. Just take me in the car, I don't have to worry where I have to go. He would just take me around. He was very fond of service. Later on, when he joined as a brahmachari in Pune, he wanted to cook for the spiritual master. So he came and asked me, Prabhuji, can you check with them, will they allow me and all. Then he checked with Gaurang Prabhu and sent him to Vada. He became such a famous cook of Guru. Guru became very pleased. He would cook for him, personally serve him. And he comes from a family where Chinnajiyar Swami is the guru of his mother. So right from childhood he has seen Chinnajiyar Swami and had great adoration for his katha and everything. So much so that he absorbed his katha style. His speaking is also like Chinnajiyar Swami's style he speaks. So later on, he never knew that something going to happen great in his life. He was a very simple brahmachari like anybody else in the ashram. But when he started giving lectures in Telugu, he started coming to Hyderabad and everything. He emerged as one of the extraordinary Telugu preachers in the Telugu line. Now he recently gave this Gita Radheshyam kind of 18-day program. Every day 8 lakh, 10 lakh people have watched it. 8 lakh, 10 lakh people have watched every single chapter. If you go to his channel and see, Gauranga Prabhu said it's one of the fastest growing viewership of people in Telugu world. I was so blissful with this information because there are many Mayavadis in the Telugu area who have millions of followers. There are 4 or 5 people who ridicule Vaishnavas and who are mota people, dangerous people, correct? No? And they have been around for many decades also. Now, Prabhupada was the first one to third fold of all these people and entering into the hearts of people. People are appreciating the Vaishnava line. See, we should learn to see from a Prabhupada's point of view, ISKCON point of view when we look at such people. You see, Prabhupada's vision, Krishna vision, Acharya's vision is here. And our vision can be here. He is my God, brother. He is famous, I am famous, he is doing this. If you go like this, get into a boxing mode, then you will be fool number one. You will never get. Actually, this is what is called as frog in the well consciousness, Kupamandu consciousness. Kupamandu means, he has followers, I have no followers. He is famous, I am not famous. Uska tang kincho. And these people, actually, such envious people can never do any good to the movement. They will do great disservice to the movement. Correct? No? There are many people who came and asked me, hey Prabhuji, because he attends my counseling meeting, Radheshyam को थोड़ा धीरे से जाने के लिए बोलो, इतना जल्दी से मत जाना. I said, बताओ, what wrong did he do? He is coming from a very cultured family, very pure in speech, pure in habits, completely like a pakka brahmana is. And he has taken training and he served a spiritual master also. And now when he is speaking, he has a fame potency coming from previous life or whatever. Plus very good sanskar and everything. Let him go, let him do very wonderfully. We should never become envious of somebody doing a very good work. And he is not making any big extra efforts to become popular. He is just speaking and putting. If you hear his lectures, they will be as normal as yours or mine, anybody else. Correct, no? You heard that, right, no? It's a normal lecture. But as I told you the other day, somebody carries fame potency. It is there in his, attached to his, the tag is there in this lifetime. And it is manifesting at a certain point of time. Till now he appeared like an average person. Like Einstein, till 1903 nobody knew who Einstein was. In 1903 he was a C-class clerk, and he requested his boss to make him a B-class clerk, for which he got a good shouting from the boss. Boss said, what have you done as C-class clerk that you can be promoted to B-class? One day the boss was drilling him, taking him to task in 1903. 1904 he published 4 papers. A theory of relativity, E equal to mc square, like that 4 papers he published the same year. Every 3 months he published one paper, which made him the genius of the whole century. So in one, and the Lord can just turn things in a moment, isn't it? Who will do what, who will do which miracle, nobody can say that. So why I am saying this, with fellow devotees don't become envious. And different devotees will manifest different things. If you have some Shakti, you be happy with that Shakti. Like for example, each of us sitting here, see, my inspiration strength is take the Shastric information, make them into workshops, put it in a way practically people can apply it in their lives, correct, no? I stress a lot on practical application, correct or not? Then there are other people, who will speak the Shastra. Amarendra Prabhu, he will talk about Prabodhana Saraswati and then he will talk Chakravarti Thakur, he will take the Acharya's commentaries, quote shlokas, he keeps the Madhurata, sweetness of the... So he quotes sweetly and many youths across the globe are very inspired, right? Now Gauranga Darshan Prabhu, he will purely speak from Bhagavatam, whole pastime he will narrate, correct, no? Without going here, there, anywhere. That is his strength, correct? Everybody. Now Amogala Prabhu will add wit and humor and present a philosophy without compromising on philosophical truth. he will make it in a very, digestible fashion for the youth. He's a youth icon, isn't it? Gauranga Prabhu is another style. Every class of Gauranga Prabhu, something new will be there which no one has heard. So he reads and gathers. He's like a very good nectar collector, bringing information. So Krishna is empowering everybody differently. So everybody should be seen like a different flower. Here in your situation, Gopal Pran Prabhu, Krishna has given you some strength of dealing with people sweetly. He is a people connector. Another thing is a good cook, cooks, and he's a good pujari. And these are things which Krishna has empowered him even from Pune days. Similarly, Arjunanand Prabhu has been a part of the voice center, and then eventually he connected to Bangalore, Raja Krishna Prabhu, and then he was the first one. Raja Krishna Prabhu agreed to give him, and he also agreed to come to US. He was the first one to showing willingness to come, and he came. And he, in the early days, he faced tremendous challenges with dealing with various situations, things. It's a new ground for me and him, both of us, in 2019. Dealing with local authorities, dealing with the temple, dealing with the American situation, lack of funds, so much. And the boys who came in the early days, there were many problem creators also, many. And he had to move from one place to another. Now you can see he was stabilized very nicely. So, every one of you cannot do everything. But you have some Shakti to do something, you should be very happy. Now, Shardhu Gauranga Prabhu, he may be sitting in India, but he can manage a very beautiful center in any part of the world. Because there itself, in his own center also, you will not even know how he is. Like Krishna says, Sutre Mani Gana Iva. He says, like that nobody knows what is he doing, because he is like the underlying thread. Many fellows would be jumping up and down, doing many things, but the blueprint for all of them comes from Shardhu Gauranga Prabhu. He is like that. But only thing is, we should know to take advantage of him. Also, he is a very careful devotee who will not push himself anywhere. If you want him to facilitate, he will facilitate. And if you say, we can manage ourselves, he is a gentleman, he will keep away. So therefore, three of you are in this New York project here. So you should play your respective role and be satisfied in that particular role. And not try to outdo anybody or assume prominence, self-prominence, or become unhappy with another person who is more respected or more wanted and things like that. So this is I am talking about parallel, correct? No? And those boys who are staying in your custody here, I feel that in America the biggest distractor is fear of survival also here. Whether H1B visa will be there, company will lay me off, or whether job will be there or not, what is the future, how long Trump is going to continue this type of restriction for Indians. People are worried about it. But Trump's mind can change, because Trump has 3 very powerful Indian saintly people around him. Like one is our Tulsi Gabbard, and the other 2 are also very much religious Indian. 3 Indian advisors he has. Therefore, he was doing some good also some time ago for India. Even when India-Pakistan problem had come, that time he was also warning Pakistan also. So he had done some good work also. That is one of the reasons why Indians gave vote also, correct? No? Yeah. So we can only pray to Lord, who is super soul in the heart of Trump. So please kindly guide Trump in such a way that he will open his doors to Indians and not create any trouble for the Indians. So there are many parameters here in US which are uncertain and uncontrollable, due to which many of you may have challenges, external challenges. So there are external challenges, internal challenges. While living in the company of devotees, one of the things I found very helpful is open communication. Like if I have any problem with the junior, I'll directly tell him. I'll call him and very politely, respectfully tell him. Equal also, senior also. Actually, if you are plain in speech, honest in speech, then you will have a clarity of thought. You don't keep one thing inside and put up a show outside. This kind of thing is what we call as lack of integrity, we call it. That lack of integrity causes a lot of complication. So, and also I find the students coming to centers like this, one of the things that greatest occurs in many of the centers we have seen is the initial enthusiasm and gradual slackness over a period of time. We call it as Arambashwaratanam. It's like, this anar, no? That cracker. Goof! You've seen that? That enthusiasm of the anar. Anar is this one type of cracker. You've seen that. It's like this. Put fire. Initially it is enthusiastic. Within after 6 months, 1 year, it thanda pad jaate. Understand? They become. So if people become cold in their enthusiasm, that is like a firewood sprinkled with water, then it cannot burn. And one of the reasons also for boys becoming slack is some brahmacharis become contributors for that slackness also. Now some brahmacharis, they are having a management meeting during the morning japa time, or some brahmacharis are sleeping sometimes. Then what happens, when I tell brahmacharis, why the morning program is not strict in your center? And the brahmachari says, yes, Paji, we are trying. Actually, he knows why it's not strict. Because he cannot tell the boys very strictly, because he himself is not following. So, everything comes top down. Good example in the top, then good example followed below. Correct, na? So, the sadhus have a very, very vital role. We cannot expand preaching all over America unless our sadhus are very strict with two things. With morning program, strict attendance in morning program, wholehearted participation, not eyewash participation. If you just go to the temple hall, dance in the arati and go away to room, and boys are not seeing you in chanting, then they will think that, it's not a very serious thing. That's why Gopal Prabhu was recently telling that they are asking him to come to kitchen department. I was very worried. Already he is a pujari, and put him in kitchen, his sadhana will be finished. And I will tell you, there was one Yajna Purush Prabhu in New York temple, in Bhakti Center. Tallest personality, almost 8 feet high. 7.9 or 8 feet, tallest devotee. He was like a bulldozer. He shook the Bhakti Center to the core and made a lot of devotees also. Very good preaching he did many years. Very good sadhana he had. He used to chant 64 rounds on Ekadashi day and all those things. But somehow or other, over a period of time, one woman came in his life, due to which he reduced his sadhana and everything. He could not be strict. The moment he reduced his compromises morning program and sadhana and everything, the woman became more and more prominent in his life. Then he felt like a rocket falling from the sky back. He left. Now nobody knows where he is now. The woman took him away. So two things. When woman coming in a man's life is like sprinkling water in a firewood. You understand? And then after that, the firewood cannot burn well. It will burn it will be smoky. Correct? No? They both have connection also. When woman coming also slackens our morning program. Or woman is not coming in our life, still we can become slack in morning program owing to tamaguna, lethargy. And sometimes I have seen devotees what they do, the morning program they find it laborious, so they take up services during the morning program. Correct, no? So it gives you freedom. You can go away from the temple hall. You can say that I am going to bring flowers from the market, or I have cooking, or I have this pujari service, I have this are so many different things. Actually, the temple hall is like the yajna kund. Throw yourself in the yajna kund. You'll be just burnt completely in the Sankirtan fire. And then when you come out, you will become like an angel, completely purified angel. Tell me now, why I want to preach? Take me, then you can preach. Correct, no? But you are not putting yourself in the fire. As soon as fire is on, you run away with some other service. So that means the heart remains hard and unclean. It remains unclean because you didn't take the purification and because of the lethargy. And lethargy, why it comes? It is directly connected to food. The type of food you eat. Jaisa an, vaisa man. So, one of the boys came and told me the other day, he said they use this maida like a fevicol for sticking posters on the wall. So, in Pune, I had very strictly told absolutely no maida, because if you maida goes and sits in your belly, you will be sleeping in chanting. Most of the fellows who doze in chanting means their stomach is pathetic stomach. They have indigestion. It's not good. So all these opulent items those fellows who eat, opulent foods. Once in a while it is all right. Like yesterday was a feast, once in a while. But the regular, of course, in your temple, your regular prasadam is not very opulent. I heard daily only afternoon they cook, evening nothing is cooked, I heard. Is it? It's very unfortunate. We should get a cook, See, rice, dal, sabji, chapati, 2 times boys should eat. Any boy less than 32 or 33 years, 2 times he should eat chapati. We make sure, 2 times they should 6 to 8 chapatis. Good size. I'm seriously telling. We ate like that actually when we were young. Up to 32, 33, 2 times rice, dal, sabji, chapati. Gaurang Prabhu, if you see his prasadam here, he will do tandav. What are you guys eating? Proper. Now, right now, situation is you don't have a cook. Correct, no? Once a cook comes, I am saying, we should certainly talk to Hansara Prabhu, one-on-one you talk to him. Tell him that, Prabhu, this is the age in which they can build the good calorific value foods they should eat. Especially protein and other things to build the body. Many of your fellows are thin, become more strong. Because afterwards, after they become 33, 35 and all, even if they want to build the body, they cannot build. At that time, there is a problem. There is a digestive machine will not work so well gradually after that. Then there are different type of foods one should go for after that. They cannot eat. You can see also when you are serving. People who are older will not, they say, na? Correct, na? And young boys, dalte jao. Correct, na? They can eat well. So, actually I don't say you should not eat well. Eat well in such a way that you build the strength of your body to burn it out in Sankirtan mission. Otherwise, why do you want to become strong? Not that we become strong to chase after a woman for sex life. We want to build our strength. Like sometimes brahmacharis take dry fruits, so that we will have a strong body. Because otherwise you have no blood in the body, anemic, you get, low hemoglobin, correct, no? But you take some things. But nowadays what is happening is some fellows, even young fellows, are keeping a lot of dry fruits in their locker and they are eating and they build their body and they are hunting for opposite sex. How unfortunate it is. Actually Krishna's nourishment you are getting from Krishna should be used for Krishna's. Krishna arte Akila Cheshta. You are only allowed to accrue energy if you are going to use it in Krishna service. You are not allowed to, it's not that I accrue energy and I am dozing and I am sleeping in the day, not attending morning program. Then you get a fat body, that's all. You don't get anything. That's useless actually. Better that you starve and die, that's better. If you are not going to use the body in Krishna service. So, one should be very clear why do I want to become strong physically, mentally, spiritually. So, in this way, we have to see our lifestyle, our eating habits, our association. And the greatest toxic association nowadays doesn't come from people, it comes from internet. Internet gives you both offenses to many gurus and sannyasis. Most of the information is cooked up information, not fully true. Some are partially true. It is true that some of the sannyasis have fallen in ISKCON due to their carelessness or whatever. They never had a traveling assistant or they were, actually many of the falling sannyasis you will see, I only feel pity for them, I'll tell you why. Because they entertained a lady disciple who brought problems because husband is beating her or husband is not caring for her or she sought shelter in him like a father. But they, in the name of giving shelter to them, they got weak in spiritual life because of too much overload of care for disciples and things like that. And also not associating with God brothers and not attending the morning programs. Again, the same point. Those people who become sannyasis gurus, they stay in apartment away from the temple, don't come for the morning program. It's not that, like you see, people who are equal to me or people, some of them are even younger to me, now they have taken sannyas, many of them. Now, Radheshyam doesn't give sannyas. But you will say, I have seen those people. Now, generally in ISKCON, what people think? If you are yellow or white, you are Kanishta Adhikari. If you are saffron, you are Madhyam Adhikari. If you are having a danda, you are Uttam Adhikari. And if you are Guru, you are Param Uttam Adhikari. Correct? People think like that. But just because having a danda and sannyas doesn't mean your lust is evaporated fully. Lust can even trouble a sannyasi also. If a sannyasi is not attending the morning program, he can become weak. So, morning program we can say is like foundation of a building. and then rest of the building can be developed over that. The day will be fruitful provided the morning is good. And I would say Shadguru success is because he and his boys are very super serious in the morning program. He personally is there watching, guiding and everything. Like him, there are a few very successful devotees connected to Pune. Those are producing a lot of good devotees. They all are very careful about these things. Be careful about the morning program. Be careful about honest avoidance of opposite sex. Be careful about the food that you eat. And also, if you have any doubts with your superior, either talk to superior or write to superior. That Prabhuji, I have some doubts in his movements, in his behavior, in his speech, or his life, or whatever. Because if you are having a gap with your senior, and if you don't express your heart, that gap eventually will be like a termite. You know what a termite does? Inside a beam, what a termite does? It eats. One day it look like a tip-top beam. Why the termite example very appropriate? Because the person externally shows respect. Prabhuji, no? Very, very nicely he will show respect. So the senior also will not know what is happening. But inside the termite is eating. Suddenly one day the relationship breaks. It will collapse at that time. So therefore, honest revelation of one's heart through Guhyam Akyati Prachati, asking. In India, why I have entertained boys writing to me mail directly? If somebody is your counselor, his counselor, why should I interfere? The reason I have kept this is because sometimes people have some problem with the immediate superior. So when I write to them, I will write in such a way that their faith in the immediate superior is strengthened. And if there is any fault in the immediate superior, that is rectified. Both are done. I will call the immediate superior and say, hey, your man is losing faith in you because of this. Why are you doing this? Why are you... Like for example, at that time I was selling the morning program, correct no? I came and told you, you have to chant in the temple hall, don't go away in the room. So to rectify the mistake in the superior and to instill faith in the heart of the subordinate is very important. It's actually the same job Krishna does with demigods and their followers also. You will see, Krishna allows the jivas to have faith in the demigods because they are the immediate authorities for the jivas. And he makes the demigods attractive enough so that they will work. Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantu parasparam bhavayantu. And then he plays a aloof role. And he will not interfere unless the demigod does some big problem. He will not interfere. Like look at this fellow, Indra. He created such a havoc. Krishna had to come and lift goes, hey, what are you doing? He gave shelter to all the Vajavasis and kept Indra away, correct no? Especially when a senior man runs away with elopes with a woman, or he mishandles subordinates in a very bad way, and then Krishna he interferes in between. Otherwise, Krishna doesn't interfere with the universal system. He leaves it, allows it to go the way it's going nicely. There are people faithfully running their projects and blossoming. That's why I told you 3 examples I told you. Like sowing a seed and producing a fruit. Or joining a school and earning a degree later on. Or joining a company and becoming an entrepreneur to the point of becoming a CEO or a huge businessman making billions of dollars, correct no? So, but all these things require 2 things. Initial tremendous effort has to be put and consistency. Both are required. For example, 3 examples are given in Bhagavatam. If you want a mango, for example, let's say Laukipu wants a mango from me, I give him mango seed. What he has to do? Plant it. You have to dig the ground, plant it, water it, fence it, grow it, and it is going to take considerable time. And then it is going to produce mango. Or somebody says, Prabhuji, I want milk, can I get a cup of milk? I bring a cow and give you, here is a cow. Then what you have to do? You have to make the cow mate and produce a baby. After baby is produced, the cow will produce milk. After that, then take the milk. While milking, you will also get kicks. Cow gives kicks, also tolerate that. And after that, boil the milk, put some sugar, offer to Krishna. Then you get the milk to drink. That means initial effort is required. Correct, no? Similarly, somebody says, Prabhu, I want a gold ring. Okay, you take him to area where there's gold mine. You have to dig the ground. You have to dig tons of dirt before you get ounces of gold. Ounce of gold will be little and tons will be so much. After digging so much, you get little bit of gold. Then gold is also covered with so much dust, you have to purify it by putting it in the fire and then make the gold this thing. So Bhagavatam gives these examples, how to bring the awareness of the soul like a miner. It says the example of miner. Miner bringing out the gold, or like a man getting a mango seed to eat a mango. So all these things require enormous effort, correct, no? See, one thing is they require enormous effort. Are you ready for taking the initiative? Or you are lethargic for the morning program? Because morning program actually is a succession of programs which actually blossom the soul. It brings out awareness of the soul. I don't have to believe in anybody else. I personally can tell very confidently in my own personal life. So I came in 91, I told you. At that time I was into so many other movements, so many other organizations. I saw that over a period of time, if you faithfully follow the Guru Parampara, then you will see that you get gradually fixity. This is it. And I could very easily take off from other movements, kick them away and follow the one movement, proper movement. And after initiation, staying peacefully. So the understanding, awareness, clarity, purity, everything will increase when we are ready to put that initial effort. And after putting initial effort, you will see the growth of the plant is fast or slow. It is slow and gradual. You are earning, like LKG child is asking, Papa, कितना टाइम लगेगा डॉक्टरेट के लिए? He is asking, डॉक्टरेट के लिए पूछो मत अभी, है ना? पहले जो अभी जो बोला LKG का होमवर्क करो पहले, because from go from LKG, UKG, first standard, 5th standard, 10th standard, 12th, after that entrance exam, you are undergrad and postgrad, then comes PhD. So when you are a kid, don't immediately want a result. So be patient. First thing is take initiative, I told you. Without taking initiative, you don't grow. Nahi simhasya suptasya pravishanti mukhya mriga. If you don't take initiative, you are gone. Lethargic fellows, they get drowned in samsara. They cannot go up. So take initiative. Second thing, even after you take initiative, result is not going to be instant. It is a gradual process. Because you want prayas or shreyas? Yat shreya syanishchitam bruhitanme. Shishyasteham, he says. So I want shreyas. Shreyas means you have to be patient. Prayers you will get instantly. You enjoy it, you get a punch on the nose. That's right. Instant pleasures will give you instant punch also it will give you. But long-term pleasures will take time. Be very patient. And third thing is, while patiently and consistently executing your duties and going ahead, you have to be very peaceful and sober. Not allow various distractions to come in your life, like envy towards equals, or connecting with opposite sex. Actually, why people connect with opposite sex or with scrolling social media and all these things, they lose the patience. Correct, no? Because you are slowly doing spiritual, dire. So, like one Brahmachari class Shamant was explaining in Bombay. He said, night, in case the water is not coming properly, you open the tap, but only one drop is coming. It's coming, tapak, like that is falling in the bucket, isn't it? So he said, don't go every 10 minutes and see. It will not be much. No, don't see. You go and take rest. Next day morning, you go and see in the bathroom. It will not be tapak, it will be dubuk, he was telling. What is dubuk? It will be overflowing. Bhakti is like that. It takes time, gradually, little by little, it keeps accumulating, day after day, month after month, year after year. Be ready for it. Be patient. So take initiative, be patient, don't allow any distractions to interfere with your beautiful performance of, like Krishna is born in Vrindavan, he has to grow, but interference is coming in the form of various, like Putana is coming. So they will come, but if you strengthen the Krishna element, then Krishna will finish them. But if you don't strengthen the Krishna element, demons will finish Krishna. Now you may say, how can demons finish Krishna? Yes, generally demons cannot finish Krishna, but in your heart, Krishna can be driven out. Demons can occupy. You understand, no? Like Dvivida gorilla. There who occupied? Demons occupied or Lord Rama occupied? Eventually. Initially Rama was present. But then Dvivida gorilla eventually associated with people like Narakasura, Banasura and all. So the result was what? The demons overpowered his heart. Now if you take Karna, he was Sahasra Kavach, 999 Kavachas were broken. So the last one Kavach was there. So he was Asuric tendency was there. He is Asura in that sense. But in this life he was born as the eldest Pandava. That means he had a Daivi Sampat and Asri Sampat, both in one body. But Asri Sampat was less, Daivi Sampat was more. In whom? Karna. But what happened? Unfortunately, he fanned the Asri Sampat by associating with Duryodhana. In case he associated with Yudhishthira and Pandavas and put faith in them more, then the Asri Sampat could have been easily removed. Just like if you have an apple with a black spot, you don't have to throw away the apple. Take a knife, you remove that portion, throw it, and the apple becomes edible. Correct, no? That portion Krishna would have removed. But he didn't let Krishna do that. Instead, he developed that black portion more and more, and the whole apple got rotten. Correct, no? So, that is why I am telling you, patiently go ahead in the path of spiritual life towards the end where you get the Krishna Prema fruit you are going to get. But while doing that, be alert and watchful of three things I told you. Juniors getting doubts in the seniors, and equals getting envy towards one another, and the third one I didn't tell you, and you disconnecting with the senior. Why you disconnect? There are various reasons why you disconnect. When you get chastisement, you like to connect or disconnect? For example, if this fellow is working under this fellow, he goes there, he gets chastisement. Now he likes to connect more or disconnect more? Disconnect. Yeah, because by disconnecting, what he can avoid? Chastisement he can avoid. Therefore, we disconnect. Correct, no? So, but by disconnecting, he gains or he loses? Loses. That means, despite getting chastisement, one should connect with seniors and take help and guidance. Or you have to find out. I told some of the people who are under me, if you cannot be inspired by me, go to somebody who will inspire you, but don't disconnect from seniors. You should have a senior, you accept a counselor or somebody like that, from whom you take ongoing guidance. Because it's like a doctor saying, come here, I'll give injection. And you, no, I'm afraid of injection, I run away. Then what happens? Your sickness, it will remain, you will not get cured. Correct, no? So the seniors are there as representatives of your Guru to purify you. They will tell you the right thing which will purify you. Although it will be the most painful thing for you to hear. The right things are painful to hear. They will not pamper your senses, but you will get purified by that. So these three things I told you. So juniors doubting, seniors. So don't behave in a way by which your juniors will doubt you. Be of such a spotless character that why are we discussing so much about the character we discussed last 2 days. So it's getting late now. So let your life be an open book, so that the juniors cannot unnecessarily doubt you. So don't behave in a suspicious way. Be transparent. Secondly, equal, don't envy the equals. Let the equals also flourish, you also flourish. Be open. And everybody has different talent. And thirdly, I told you, with seniors, don't disconnect with them. By disconnecting yourself, you will hurt yourself more. And you will hurt people below you also. There are boys, there are some brahmacharis who have gone and started some center and they are on their own now. And ISKCON is having so many problems. ISKCON leaders would write to me sometimes. Prabhuji, क्या कर रहा है, ऐसा कर रहा है, वैसा कर रहा है. हमने सुना वो पुणे से हो, मैं पुणे से था पहले. अभी पुणे से कुछ कनेक्शन नहीं है उसका. मनमानी कर रहा हो. आपने शायद मेरा लेटर नहीं देखा होगा. I wrote a letter of disownment and sent it to all over India leaders also. There are 2-3 people like that. Because these people have become totally independent and they are doing manmani. So because they disconnected, because they don't want to be corrected, and they are doing a lot of nonsense activities because of that. Correct? Understand? No? So take care. This center is a budding center now here, which is now starting now here. Actually, we want to make hundreds of centers like this in America. With Krishna willing and with Prabhupada's blessing and Guru Parampara's glance, it will happen. So we first wanted to make in the temple and also start from there to different places. Correct, no? Try to do that more and more. So Laukik Prabhu and Achintya Govind Prabhu, they too are going to stay here, right? And more will join, I think. Some more working devotees and students will come. And take care of the center nicely. Any clash, any misunderstanding come with the residents here after 8-10 people come, Immediately take guidance from seniors and you should nip it in the bud. Fire, death, disease should be nipped in the bud. Because if you let the fire keep watching it, it will burn down everything. Similarly, disease will ravage the whole body. Similarly, debt also will multiply. So these things, similarly the problems in these centers, in the budding stage it's easy to remove. Later on it will turn into hatred and other things, it will become very complicated. Nip it in the bud. And then in a focused manner practice and focused manner preach. Make many devotees. And in the history of the Brooklyn temple preaching, it will be recorded in golden letters that this Jersey City center was started here, and these two devotees came here and stayed, and Adhananand Prabhu and Sri Gopal Pran Prabhu and Shri Gaurang Prabhu. This is the first expansion of Brooklyn temple they made, inroad into the society in New York. And New York can have many centers like this eventually, so that many people in this neighborhood can come here. And you make them devotees and then pack them all, take them to temple. Like that, imagine you have 10 centers here. We call it as a bunch punch program. Bunch punch means from 10 centers, each of them bring 10 boys. Totally how many? 100 boys, bring them to temple and bunch punch. And Gopal Pran Prabhu and Arjanand Prabhu and Shri Gaurang Prabhu, they will all give a punch. Bunch punch program. Because otherwise for them to bunch up people is difficult. Because people are all untrained, people are staying far away. But in different locations where the youth population is more, we should start centers like this. Go out on Harinam, go out on book distribution, go out on Prasadam distribution, get the people here, you groom them, train them first, and then bunch them up and then bring them to temple. Your training program should not be a training program for newcomers. These people should be eventually training people who are already chanting 1 to 4 rounds. Like you all should give DYS, both of you. You give DYS, bring them to the weekly game program. You can even take game program also. Both of you can take actually that type of program also. And also, if you have a group of people, these people will do many retreats like Sankalp, Spurti, Utkarsh, that kind of thing they can do. Because they already have a lot of people they are handling also. So, and in case you are also ready to preach and he is already to preach, then what we do in Pune, India, the brahmachari is given one lot to cultivate. And then you both have your own lot to cultivate. Like that we are doing in GGD now. Anshu Prabhu earlier was a big counselor. He already has 50 counselees. And they are adding more people to come for his classes. I said, Arey, you already have beyond the nose. So what do? We told him that people next to you, like mentors also do their own program. They did. And so now the crowd has become double now. Because the brahmachari has his boys and now he is there. You give him another group of boys which will cultivate from India. He can cultivate from India. He can give a class. And you can give him a couple of boys for mentoring those boys. In future I am saying. When you have. Then the group which he cultivates, those boys will mentor, they will bring them to temple. When he comes here, he can meet them. So in this way, there can be multiple programs. Currently what we are doing, we get the temple once in a month program in the temple, I think. From that you are generating. But we can also generate in areas like this, where people are more inclined. They may not come all the way to temple. We can generate locally like that. But you need like this 2 good souls like that. Many we need to start various places. Many places are untouched. Prabhupada will be so pleased in New York, the first place where he started preaching. This is youth preaching is being very nicely focused now. He'll be very happy. And here in New York, Prabhupada made many brahmacharis. In San Francisco, he made many grihasthas. So we also pray that we get equal number of brahmacharis and grihasthas. We need. I always say yearly, every center should produce 10 boys. Out of the 5 grihasthas, 5 brahmacharis. That's a successful center. If you have done that, if you are able to do that. That's all, 10, yeah, 10 is also not an easy thing. You may start with 300, 400. Finally, this 10 is like rubbing. It's like getting milk. I told you how you get the milk. A cow gives kicks, and you have to boil the milk, and you have to, then you make a rubbing after that. So nicely do everything. I will pray that this center flourishes more and more. Then this can become a model center for many more centers. When you are starting other centers, you can get the boys to come and see this, how these 2 devotees are doing here, and a similar thing they will do. Then replicating would become very easy. See, now Indian boys and the centers here have little difference, because India, we don't have restriction on how many can stay. In a center like this, 40 boys will stay in India. Here you can only have 8 or 10 people only. Yeah. Like that there are differences, India and here, correct, no? There are situations. Yesterday I was telling, car, if somebody is crossing the road, you have to stop here only. Way before. In India, they will go and like that they would stop. Chala, chala. And auto wala people, they will go in between like this. You have seen auto? How they go in between 2 cars, they will go in India. So there are many differences between India and America, correct, no? So this center can become an exemplary center. Then we can make many, many more centers like this. Yeah. So do your best very nicely. And in the coming 1 year, this is what is, this is August now? Correct, no? September now. So Radheshyam to Radheshyam, we will see how this center is developing and how new centers are popping up more. Because if you give opportunity to these people to give classes also, similarly many other section orders, even our Sachinandan Prabhu also, he should be having his program, I told you last time. You have your own this thing, programs you conduct weekly. You should not only assist Arjuna and Prabhu, but you should have your own program also. Then Saffron will come suddenly. By the time you should have your program also. I am not only telling he should have, even Sadhugarang Prabhu, he has lot of capacity. If you give a lot to him to cultivate from India, the only thing you will wonder where to get the boys from, correct, no? Correct, no? That's the question. That's why in these kind of areas, if we go and get new contacts, actually they are distributing in subways books, but it will be nice if we can do focused youth, getting Indian youth in areas. I heard this area has a lot of Indians, I heard, correct, no? Yeah. Generate a nice lot, because he will need help. If he's given a lot, he will cultivate. For him to cultivate, because his style of cultivation and that way ultimately who benefits? You will only benefit, correct, no? See, if he makes devotees, he's not going to put in pocket and take to Warangal, correct, no? He will give you here only. He is going to give locally. Your temple ultimately will get more devotee youths. Wherever we are going to preach, we give to the local temple only. That way your helping hands will increase in future. That's how we want. We don't want to tire up the people like Sachinandan Gauranga Prabhu. Sachinandan? Sachinandan Priya Prabhu, Arjunanand Prabhu, and Shadvigaram Prabhu, Radheshyamdas, all in one line. And only one program is going on below. Correct, no? And Radheshyam is saying my program. He is saying his program. He is saying your program. He is thinking his program. All lined up like this. We don't want. You make like this. And everybody has this group of people like that. I used to come for this SM, correct, no? Why I was coming, the whole idea was, that is another thing. The existing devotees have to be made more serious. Like, put them to the camps for that I am coming. That is perfect. But other than that, because when he is coming here, he is coming now once he is come, he will try to come twice in a year. So then he will feel some ownership for this project. See, my connection with the project here is one out of the 15 projects in America, correct, no? Whereas for him, this is the main project. He is going to put his full attention. You can even consider giving him one university where that university, he takes it seriously and you give him 1 or 2 people to assist him. He will cultivate in a very powerful way, and those people will come, eventually mentoring and everything you all only have to do locally. He will only give a senior support. Do you agree, Prabhu? Yeah. When I asked him that time, he used to ask me, Prabhuji, what type of support I am supposed to give? Arjuna Pur knows everything. He and his people are doing everything. So I said, then I gave him some pointers I gave him. But if you give him a lot in US, he has reason to come to US regularly. Correct, no? Because sometimes our systems are so well set that there may not be much need for consultation. Sometimes certain things are very easy. But I request all of you also, when you come to India, make it a point to visit his place in Warangal temple as well as NIT Warangal. Closely observe the systems. I had sent Rahul Prabhu, who joined from the YouTube, my YouTube channel he joined, no? So he went and spent 1 year with him. Now he is assisting Antardi Prabhu now, both in IIT Hyderabad and one more IIT. 2 IITs is helping. So that 1 year he really drilled him, trained him very nicely. But if you go for even 3 days, 2-3 days, you all go there, you can watch many things, you can share. Because certain things you watch, you will gain more than when you just hear it theoretically. When you go and watch the things there, you can come to Hyderabad temple also. come to Hyderabad temple and also go to Warangal and then see the NIT center. Then it will be nice whenever you all come to India. I am telling you now itself because you can plan in advance. You can take 2-3 days ahead and visit. Okay guys, Shubham Prabhu? Shiva Parki, Bhakta Vanda ki.